Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Letters to Baby Chavez. My name is Crystal, and this is our journey to our road to fertility. On today's episode, we will be talking about my canceled IUI cycle. Let's dive in. So I have been seeing my specialist, my RE, for the last 4 weeks. And in addition to seeing him, we have been changing our lifestyle, getting a little bit more active, working out, changing our eating habits, just to really prep our bodies for a healthy insemination process. And everything went good. We've done a ton of testing in the short 4 week span. I felt like I lived at the clinic for the last month, considering all the blood work, ultrasounds, and different types of testing that went on with me. Diving in a little bit deeper to touch on those testing methods, we did a sonohystogram, which is basically where the RE injects water inside your uterus to make sure that he has a really good, clear visualization of a healthy uterus and what it's supposed to look like. And so in my case, he didn't see any signs of endometriosis. There were no scar tissue. There were no, anything forming that shouldn't be there. No blockage. It looked good, which was very promising for me. So I thought. And it turns out that, again, if you guys aren't familiar with our story, I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I also have a missing right fallopian tube because of a hydrosalpinx, which was a blocked fallopian tube. I recently had that procedure to have that removed back in June of 2020, so this year, which was just, 3 months or so ago. Time really started moving fast after that surgery happened, I'll tell you that. But I don't have my right fallopian tube, and so one of the things with IUI is that your body, or no medical technology can tell your body which side to ovulate from. So women will ovulate from one side, both sides, or no sides, depending on her cycle. And that is the chance that we had to take with an IUI, is that I might be ovulating from the wrong side. So it turns out that when all my testing and my labs came back, everything looked great. My doctor was quite, pleased with my numbers and my levels and the ultrasounds. So he was really banking off of a very successful IUI process. The week before the IUI was supposed to be scheduled, he had me do a couple of at-home ovulation tests, and it turns out that I was not ovulating. So he brought me back into the clinic, and he did another ultrasound just to see what my follicles looked like, what the medication prior to, starting did for me. And it looked like I had a ton of follicles. I had so many follicles that grew from the medication that I was taking, which was letrozole. And the only thing is all the follicles were on the right side, which was my tubeless side. So he said, do you want the bad news or the good news first? And I said, hit me with the bad news. So he said, it looks like you are not ovulating on the correct side. The follicles are all on your right side, which tells me ovulation is occurring on your tubeless side, which then means that I would highly suggest we cancel this IUI cycle and we just have you guys try naturally. And when he said cancel the IUI cycle, I just kind of went silent, right? Like the room just went silent, because this was our first ever procedure for anything infertility related, as far as like actually getting us through, the process in which to conceive. A lot of it was just beforehand was just nipping my fallopian tube and then having another surgery to remove my complete fallopian tube, and it was just getting my body ready and prepped for this first ever IUI cycle. So he could tell I was extremely bummed out, and he was like, listen, the only reason I'm saying this is because your husband's sperm count is very high, it's great quality, and I think that you guys can possibly still get pregnant naturally because there is one healthy looking egg on your left side, but that one is not enough for me to want to proceed with, an IUI, because the chances are you might be still ovulating on the right side. But because of your husband's healthy sperm count and every level on his charts being so high, I would suggest to do an HCG trigger shot today. Start your timed intercourse session today. Do it for the next 3 days. And then in addition to that, he also gave me suppositories, which are progesterone. The brand is endometrium, that I started taking today, which is my first day of the progesterone cycle. So we had to cancel it. And the one thing I do respect so much about my doctor is the fact that he is such an advocate for me. Like, I feel like he really, really isn't in this for the money. Like, because he could have easily said, we'll still go through with it, all of the stuff. But he said, you guys are paying out of pocket every single time. Insurance is not covering your treatments. I think this is your best option. And I believe him. And I, as bad as it sucked to not be able to go through our actual cycle, I'm so humbled and thankful that he's being really honest and open and truthful about it. So it's not just a money grab, of which I love and I can respect. So let's fast forward. So the 3 days of timed intercourse had passed. The last day was last night. So, we had timed intercourse for the last 3 days. And today I started my progesterone suppositories. And what the suppositories are supposed to do is they're supposed to help your uterus carry, if you are pregnant, a successful pregnancy. It's supposed to line your uterus, make it thick and sticky, so the doctor likes to say, so the baby is safe in the womb and is growing naturally. So I am currently in my 2-week wait. Hopefully, if all goes well, I will be pregnant naturally. Well, not naturally, because there is medication that is, allowing us to get to where we are today. But I'm saying within the realm of the conceiving on our own and timed intercourse, it would be really cool if we were pregnant after this. But we're just trying to stay hopeful. We're not trying to get overly excited because with our IUI, I felt like everything was going good. Everything was on the up and up. Everything looked good. Timing was great. And then it had to be canceled because ovulation wasn't happening on the correct side. So as much as we tried to look on the bright side, I'm not gonna lie, we were completely bummed out and we were very discouraged for a couple of days. But everything was moving so quickly. I mean, there was no real time to feel, except for that first day. And even then, it was like off to timed intercourse, timing the first injection. And there's just so many moving parts with infertility. And I'm sure that a lot of my warriors and a lot of my friends who are suffering through infertility can say the same thing. And it's tough. It is so hard to keep it all together and to not fall apart, because that's the easy thing to do, is to break down, ball out of control, get into a realm of not wanting to pick yourself up and get yourself out of that rut and just be in your feelings. And even though you are so entitled to feeling like that, I feel as if though I can't stay in that headspace for too long, because I won't want to come out of it, and I don't want to be there. I've been there in the past, and I don't want to do that here, right? So I'm just trying to learn how to be more gracious with myself, and I say this time and time again, but that's exactly what I need to practice, is the fact that my body is strong, and my body is willing, and my body is doing the best that it can. And at the end of the day, that's all I can really ask of my body. So 2 weeks, and then I test for the pregnancies in hopes that we have conceived. Again, we're just trying to be hopeful. We're trying to hold a good space, and we're just trying to, put God in the center of it and have Him guide us through a successful pregnancy. That's all we want. So if you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to drop them below or follow me on my Instagram. I'll link my handle above. I am just so humbled by all of the outreach that I've received over the last couple of months of just opening up our journey and publicizing it, and just having such an awesome support system behind us is leaps and bounds. So overwhelmingly, great for us, especially for me. This is a great outlet, and if you guys have any questions or are finding yourself going through something similar, I am not a doctor, although I am open to sharing my experiences and my feelings towards infertility and my journey with it and what that looks like. So if you guys haven't already, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That way you guys can keep up with me and all of our latest updates with our journey to conceiving. So again, guys, it's an honor and a pleasure, and thank you so much for being there for us. Jesus and I are so grateful to have you, and follow us along on our journey, and we will talk again very soon. Wish us luck, guys. Bye.